everybody. Welcome back to the Julie and Jim Traber podcast. I'm Jim Traber, along with my beautiful wife, Mrs. Julie Traber. How are you?
I'm really good. How are you?
I'm good. Just a little while ago, you had your hair in a ponytail, and you were all fired up. Look how quickly you get ready.
It was pretty quick tonight, wasn't it?
No, you were. Of course, if you would have had to get ready from the very beginning, we would still be sitting around.
Yeah.
Because it does take you a little bit longer. But no, yeah.
It was fast.
You did a good job.
But then I sat down, and you and Jay had me laughing so hard. I was crying and might have messed up the mascara.
I told you a story from a long time ago that you had forgotten.
I'd totally forgotten about. It was very funny.
We can't tell it on here, though, people.
It is R-rated, but it is a very funny story.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Man,
Not
I got to tell you, I'm excited. June is here, and we're getting ready for the summer. Getting ready to take some trips and stuff. I'm fired up.
Yeah, I noticed you're wearing your shirt.
Poker.
Yeah, that's what he's fired up about. Yeah, tell him what you did last weekend, sweet guy.
Oh, my gosh. I'm such an idiot. I drove all the way from Edmond, where we live in Oklahoma, down to WinStar Casino. Now, for people that don't know, WinStar is all the way at the border of Texas.
It is it still considered the largest casino in the world?
It is the largest casino in the world, yes. And I drive all the way down there because they have a Saturday poker tournament. And, I'm getting ready to go to the World Series of Poker. So I'm like, I want to make sure I practice, make sure I play. So I drive all the way down there, and I get there at about 10 minutes before when the tournament's supposed to start. And so I go play my little game for a couple minutes, and then I walk down to where the poker room is, and there's a big sign, closed. Like, what? So I had to ask somebody. Sure enough, the poker room shut down because they had some ice storm or something that broke it all up and everything. So the bingo area, the off-track betting, and the poker are all gone. So I drove all the way down there for nothing.
You got up bright and early, and you were so excited. I felt so bad for you when you made the call.
I was not very happy.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Now
this Saturday, I'm going to try to drive down to Dallas, so hopefully they'll be open.
Maybe you should make a phone call first.
Yeah, no, I think they're open. I think they're
just double check. You guys open? No. I thought this was really interesting because we have had quite a few conversations in the last couple podcasts about how you and I have been doing this thing with the thermostat and kind of arguing over it. Yep. And I think God taught us a little lesson this weekend. Like, you guys should be more grateful.
Was he teaching me or you?
Well, I think he answered your prayer because he took care of the the temperature.
That was not my prayer.
You were not chilly any longer. We were both. So we wake up. It was Sunday morning. We wake up and you're always freezing. You put on a jacket. You turned the air down. You were sitting under your little blanket. And we started watching our show that we've been watching, and suddenly I think I'm having a hot flash. But I'm not going to say anything out loud after the conversations we've had.
That's right. She won't say it.
But I'm like, it feels really warm in here. And suddenly you said, is it warm in here? Is it just me? You had already shed the jacket, shed the blanket.
Yeah, it was.
And I said, okay,
warm.
Thank you. I thought it was warm. I got up and looked. It said 74. So I pushed the air down to 70 so it would kick on, and it just kept getting warmer. And, of course, it was the hottest day of the year that it happened.
So far, yep. It was like 92 degrees.
And so it just kept getting warmer. And I think when we went to bed, was it 82 or 84?
It was up there near it. It's somewhere in the 80s.
I think it was like 84 when we went to bed. And you were like, let's go stay in a hotel.
I wanted to go stay in a hotel.
And at this point of the night, it was 11 o'clock. And I'm like, oh, no, let's just get through it.
And we both slept like crap.
It was the worst. I had the most crazy dreams.
Now you keep saying that. Like what? Like, give me an example of one of your crazy dreams.
Well, now I can't remember. You had asked me that morning. The next morning, I could have told you, but by this point in the week, it's already out.
Was it like you coming after me or something?
I have a faint, like maybe I was pregnant. It was something weird.
Pregnant?
Yeah, maybe something just totally crazy like that. That I was pregnant and our daughter was pregnant at the same time, and I can't remember what happened, but I was having a lot of crazy
Well, I
dreams.
laid in the day going to bed all night like panting. I mean, it was like so hot. Oh, my gosh. Luckily, we had the fans that helped a little bit.
Yeah.
But my
It
goodness.
was
man.
terrible.
I've told you this many, many times. I've said it on my radio show many times, too. I don't understand how people survived a long time ago without air conditioning. I just don't know how they did it.
Yeah.
I guess it's because you're not used to it,
Yeah.
so you're okay. Because the human body is amazing. You can adjust to just about anything. Like I saw a story on the internet about that coldest city in the world. Remember that?
Right. That
it's
was
like
terrible.
Minsk or something, and it's way, way up in Russia, way up
did
top,
see
or
that.
in Canada or so, Alaska, but it's way up there. And like the guy slept with like 15 blankets on top of him. And if you walk outside and you spit, it freezes before you get down to the ground. I mean, it's
think
crazy.
I would just die.
But the body adjusts.
I think if you grow up there, but I think if somebody like me moves there, I don't know. You don't adjust that quickly, right?
I got to tell you something. I think if you did something really, really bad, they should send you there and not prison, because I think prison would be easier than you being up in that cold place.
You think so?
Oh my gosh, it was ridiculous. You see those people?
What kind of bad thing would I do? What are you envisioning
Well, I don't know. You
here?
never know. Sometimes you get a little honor, you may do something. But
Yeah.
they should send you to Minsk or whatever the name of that place
That
was.
would be a deterrent for sure.
Man, that looks so bad up there. And the people
Yeah.
live there. They just live there. Like that's their life.
Yeah. I mean, well, I've said this many times here. I really love sunshine. And I would rather it be hot than to be freezing. You know, if you've got to have the two extremes. It's just crazy in Oklahoma because you're dying for it to get summer and have beautiful weather. But we have like a couple of weeks of perfect weather, and then it just goes straight to boiling hot, right?
We always say that there's not much seasons in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Both spring and fall can last for
Or very
a
quick.
month, or it can last for a week. You just never know.
Yeah.
The fall is, the leaves start coming down. You think, oh, this is really nice. And then like 3 days later, it'll be like 15 degrees. I mean, you just never know. Then
Yeah,
the wind will
it's
blow
true.
100 miles an hour. I mean, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
Back east where I come from, the seasons were very defined.
Yeah.
You could see the spring coming and the flowers coming and everything was white for a nice long period of time. And then the fall weather was so nice. But around here, I always say that there's about 20 perfect days in Oklahoma a year.
That's probably right.
Al Eshbeck yells at me and says there's more, but it's not very many more.
One year, we need to just do a study, our own little study.
Well, I always go on the radio and say this is one of those days, if there is
Yeah.
one. But very few are, because like it'll be nice outside, but the wind will be blowing 30 miles an hour. So I'm talking about
Right.
like just a little wind, not too hot, sunshine, but there aren't many of those.
Well, we are fortunate because we've gotten to be really good friends with a guy who does some heating and air stuff. And you texted him on Sunday and he said, I'll see if I can get by there. And he got over here at 9 o'clock. Was it 9:30 Monday morning. And
I know, because you like made sure I woke up.
it was just a small part that he fixed and we were up and running again. But it literally took until nighttime for the air to catch back up because it was so hot.
Yeah.
It was, but it made us both grateful the next morning when we woke up and it was cold in the house. There was no complaining.
But then the next day I complained. Right?
Yeah, but we're happy.
It's
We're
too
happy
cold.
to have, here's the worst part. We have an upstairs and a downstairs.
Don't start. Please don't start about
and
this
they're
house.
both levels are operated by the same unit.
It's ridiculous.
So at all times, the upstairs is warmer always. Even if you set it at the same temperature, it's never as cool
I
as it
never
is
go up there,
downstairs.
so I'm okay.
But the boys had come over that morning and we didn't have air and we went upstairs and it was showing 84 up there. And I turned on the fans, but it was just brutal. And they were running around playing basketball. And then suddenly they were like, let's go downstairs and relax. They didn't know why it was so uncomfortable. They weren't like grasping.
Yeah,
but
it's like a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old. I'm going to tell you right now, I've never one time when I was 5 years old said the words, let's stop playing. Ever. Doesn't matter.
Really?
Yeah, no, absolutely not. I always wanted to play. Right? I bet you were that way too back then.
I
It's
don't
different
think
nowadays.
I've explained to you, I didn't have a lot of choice. My mother would put us all outside and lock the door. We were not allowed to come back in.
Smart thing.
So
Someday, you know what you need to do? Someday you need to take a picture of those two boys. She has these chairs that are just Jake, get one of those chairs.
No,
up
we're
there.
not
we
gonna
don't want
pull
to
it
bring
out in the
one
middle
else.
of this,
Anyway,
no.
he have these chairs that you sit
I'll
on the
take a picture and
ground
post
and they
it.
open up. And so they're like little folding chairs, but they're made of like nice soft material. And we have two of them. So the two boys sit right here on the floor with the television back here, and they just lay back, and then one of them will go, "Can I have a popsicle?" And of course, this one runs over and gives each one of them a popsicle.
well, I was sitting in the floor feeding Clyde his eggs and
Yeah,
chocolate
I
milk
know.
this morning, and you were like, little Prince.
Little Prince, he's laid back like this, and she's feeding him, and he's got his chocolate milk. And I mean, you spoil those kids to death.
I do. I
Yeah.
love them so much.
And they watch they watch that Bluey show. What are they watching now? This crazy stuff. There's so many of these things on the internet. If you're older and you don't have any little grandbabies or anything, you don't understand what they've done in the internet nowadays.
It's too much. They can get addicted to it. You just have to cut them off. You have to.
What
cut
are they
them off.
watching now? What is that one they're watching
So
now?
what they were watching today is Jay'll know what I'm talking about. There's these YouTube channels where basically they take kids and they play with toys.
I know.
So they show the toys and then the kids are playing with them and they make it look super fun and super exciting because
Right.
they've added all the bang, boing, boing. You know, it's not real, but it's children just playing with toys. And so rather than them playing, they're watching other children play. That's what's going on. It's not great.
If that's not the definition of what's happened to our world,
Our society.
I'm not going to go out and play, but I'll watch some
I'll watch
kids
some
play.
other people play.
Yeah.
It's kind of like you watching people play poker, right?
That's right. Well, you're right. Although I'd like to go play poker. These little ones, they don't want to get out and play. They want to stay right here.
Well, they're thinking to themselves, if I had that toy, I'd probably go play.
You
know?
really need to, and you're the best Gigi I've ever seen, but you really need to get them out of the house more.
I do. I mean, yeah.
Like, really?
Yeah. We go swimming. We go over to the park. I push them around the block. I couldn't do anything today. I have done something to my leg. I don't know what I've done, but
You know what it is?
I'm
Getting
sure
old.
it's going to be great. Yeah.
It's getting old.
Yeah, I went walking. I might have overdone it. I did 2 of my walks the other
Yeah.
day
Acting all big and bad.
because I'd gotten up early and I was proud of myself. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to get another walk in. And I did another 3 miles.
And now your leg is killing
And
you.
now I got the bad wheel.
You do have the bad wheel.
I've been icing. I've been doing the heating pad, ice, heat. Nothing's helped.
Is it feeling
helping.
better?
No, it's not. It's not. So I couldn't walk today. I couldn't do anything.
I wish you'd get some treatment. You ever think about doing that?
I probably should.
Yeah. You need some stem and you need some ultrasound on that muscle. Want me to do it?
Yeah.
I got
heck
a
yeah.
stem machine in there.
Let's do it.
We really should
Hey,
put that stem
it's a
machine on
date.
your leg.
It's a date right after
I'm
the
going
podcast.
to do that tonight after the podcast. I'm going to put that stem machine on you.
I'm looking forward to it.
I'll bet you are.
Okay.
By
Why
the
don't
way,
you tell everybody about J.R. Holmesy?
J.R. Holmesy, my man J.R. Holmesy is one of the best there is. He's a tremendous lawyer. He is a injury lawyer, personal injury lawyer, one of the top 10 in Oklahoma. When we had our car accident, which is coming up on 3 years now, isn't it? I think
It just surpassed.
just
We just had
surpassed.
our 3-year anniversary.
3-year anniversary of our, and you can see my beautiful wife still is messed up from it a little bit.
Never will be the same.
No, you're right. And it's sad, but it made it a lot less sad, J.R. Holmesy did, because he got you to the right doctors. And then I heard him a couple times on the phone talking to the people from the insurance company, and he's serious. I mean, it's not, you know, he just gets after it with them. And
Well, it's not great after an accident when the insurance company says, we were told there was no other
That's right.
cars involved in this accident.
yeah, the woman that hit it, that drilled us, said it was just her.
Meanwhile,
That's
I'm
nice.
sitting on the couch like,
Yeah.
we were in the car.
But we got he got us a wonderful
He took
settlement.
care of
He
us,
did a great
and-
job, and he's helped our friends next door. So if you have any kind of car accident or any type of accident and you need somebody, remember J.R. Holmesy and Associates. Great. You will love the guy. He's just the best. 405-524-1011, 11. He'll do a great job for you.
So it's interesting how tonight's podcast, like our theme for tonight, kind of came about. It's kind of a lot of little things, but it's interesting that you were bringing up the little boys and how I spoil them. But I've been kind of nostalgic this week because Hudson just finished up middle school. He
That
is
is just
going into
unbelievable.
high school.
Our first grandchild is going to high school.
Jim, every time I think about it, I could just sob. And then our little Riley Kate, she just finished up her last day at elementary school. She's going to middle school. Isn't that insane?
It's unbelievable.
I mean, her mama was just going to middle school yesterday. I don't understand how this is happening.
Well, and then don't forget, to make it even worse, in September, Calvin's starting school.
That's what I was going to say. So, here's the thing. I remember when Fat Jack told me one time, because I'm just like, I'm so obsessed with Hudson and Riley. I'm just so obsessed. This is before we even had Calvin and Clyde. And I said, I never even want to leave town. Like, I just love them so much. I can't picture being away from them. And he said, you need to start figuring out how to have a life of your own as well, because at some point, Julie, they're not going to think you're as cool.
No, they won't want to talk to you anymore.
As you are now. And I was like, that's incorrect. That is not ever going to happen
it's
with
already
us.
hitting.
And I think about that a lot now, because when he said it, I couldn't even fathom it, but it does happen. They get older. Luckily for me, Chelsea then came along and had Calvin and Clyde. And so I just had to get right back into the thick of it with little ones again.
Yeah.
But you're right. Calvin is going to go to kindergarten. Yeah, kindergarten, right?
Kindergarten.
So he's going to be in school every day. So he's just been part-time up until this point. But little Clyde is going to go to pre-K. So he's going to be going 3 days a week. And so life is going to change again, you know?
I love those little boys. I love all the grandbabies, but I'm looking forward to the time when it's just you and me a lot more.
Well,
Is that bad?
a little bit. That's what I wanted to talk about tonight. Not that it's bad, because I do think you have to brace yourself for it. But the whole thing was, this is what I'd been kind of stewing with, And then our show that we've been watching, which is fantastic. It's called Endeavor. But there's a couple on there that are empty nesters, and it's like
although they're empty nesters,
it doesn't matter.
I know, but I'm just saying they became an empty nester in 5 seconds.
Yes,
they didn't know they were going to be empty nesters.
But it was time. She was an adult. My point is, and then their son went off to the military. But the point was, I'm watching them kind of hit that, which we already did.
We're so much better than that couple.
Right. We had already hit that, and then we had grandkids. But my point is, I'm kind of feeding you how this all came about. Mm-hmm. Anyway, I follow this guy on Instagram. If you have grandkids, you might want to follow him. He's fantastic. His Instagram handle is Legacy of a Grandpa. I think I've sent you a couple things from him. But he actually wrote a book called Connecting Across Generations. And so it was like I was thinking about all this today because Caitlin had posted some pictures of Hudson and Riley, and I was in the car. Clyde was asleep, and I started crying. I'm not going to lie. I'm like, it's going to be over soon. And this guy comes on, and it doesn't make it any better because he says, listen, you may not want to hear this, but you have 4 quarters in your life. And I think you're going to love this, being the athlete that you are, loving of sports. But he said that our life is made up of 4 quarters. So 0 to 20, 20 to 40, 40 to 60, and 60 to 80. And he said, so if you're a grandparent, you are probably in your 4th quarter, or you're about to be in your 4th quarter. And that just hit me. I'm like, oh my gosh, we're in the 4th quarter.
Well, you're not
Well,
yet,
I'm not quite, but I didn't want to rub that in.
I'm well into the 4th quarter.
But yeah, that literally hit me like a ton of bricks.
Well, one of the things that we talk about so much, 2 things we talk about a lot are, 1, communication, but 2, being friends.
Yeah.
And we've talked about, I think the most important thing for empty nesters, you've got to be friends with each other. I mean, when everybody leaves and you're just sitting there staring at each other, if you guys haven't become friends or you've just been parents and, lovers and all that, then you're going to have a hard time, I think.
Yeah, it's a rude awakening.
But see, it wasn't for us.
When the house gets really quiet. Well, we've said that. It was for me. It was not for you.
No, you're right. It wasn't for me, I guess. I guess I'm just the callous guy.
No, it's not. But I did appreciate what he said. And I think it's great for you to hear and for a lot of people to hear out there that he said, it's time to stop counting the years. Stop worrying about that. And to start counting the moments. Like to be more in the moment because you're not going to have that many more of these. So he was saying he's got a little 2-year-old and a 4-year-old grandchildren. And it's just, I think that's what I'm trying to be. I think that's what you try to do is you've got this do-over and you try to live in the moment. And I try to do that with you too. When the kids are gone, I try to do that with you too. I am making that more of a Priority, yeah, and just intentional, I guess is the word. To be more intentional about it, that I don't know how much more of this that you and I have together. I know that it's limited with the kids being little and loving to hang out with us like they do. That's going to change.
But one of the things that hurts a lot is that we go the progression, from Hudson to Riley to Calvin to Clyde, and our other ones now are way far away.
Yeah.
So we're not going to be able to have the relationship
I know
that we had. This will make you cry. Had the relationship with the little tiny girl and the one that's coming that we've had with these.
I know.
Which, by the way, I keep telling Courtney, please move back, but they're not gonna.
Right.
So that's gonna be an interesting thing for us too.
So that's what I'm saying. I know that this is the end as we know it now. You know what I mean? Where it's a daily thing that we get to see them and enjoy these moments. But the point is not to make anybody sad out there. I think more to the point is whatever stage you're in, like Jay's right in the thick of parenting right now. And what I love about him is Jay, I think you appreciate that. Like you are living in the moment all the time. And I think as parents, sometimes it's easy. You're so busy when you're working and taking care of kids not to be, which is what's great about grandkids because it's the do-over thing, right? But I think it's just a reminder that when you put it into quarters like that, just how quickly time goes by, that we were having our first grandson and now he's in high school. That just seems impossible.
I know. It's just, you're right. And before we know it, he'll be in college and then married. And then we'll have great grandchildren. I won't be around for all that. You will be. But you know what I'm saying? I mean, it just keeps on going. There's just stages and stages and stages. They just keep going until you're not here anymore.
Yeah, it's true.
But see, I know I sound bad about this. I know it, and I apologize. I don't mean it bad. I love my grandbabies to death. But I can't wait for it to be you and just you and me. And I know you're not like that.
Well, that's the point of, you tell parents all the time not to rush it. Like there's so many people who will say when they've got an infant, I can't wait till they can walk.
Right.
I can't wait till they are out of diapers.
Right.
I can't wait till they can, talk to me. And I always try to tell new mothers when I hear them doing that, I'm like, don't wish it away. Like it seems like they're never going to get out of this phase right here, but it really happens so fast and you're never going to have that again. I think that's why with the baby, you end up babying them to death. Like Clyde's 3 now, but we still treat him like a baby because it just happens so quickly.
Now, to make things right, I don't treat him like a baby. Y'all treat him like a baby. I think it's time. I always think it's time to toughen him up and get him going. But you guys are like, oh, he's just a little baby. But you're right. I mean, everything you're saying is right. I mean,
but the point is not to wish it away. You know what I mean? But you have to, I think, find that balance. You're exactly right. He was saying that basically where he was going with all this is there are 3 points that he wanted to make, which is have more patience. Right? Like why are we in a hurry? What are we doing? Enjoy the moment. Like, just enjoy that. Don't rush through it. Don't wish it away, kind of thing. The second one is be more present. Put the phone down, play with them, talk to them. I'm telling you, the conversations that Clyde and I have every day are just the best. And I try to write them down and send them to his mother, just so that it cements in my head. But that changes. Jay and I were talking about that little baby voice, the funny things the way they pronounce things. It's gone. Like one day they stop doing that. And it's really kind of sad. The third thing is more appreciative for the moments. So just understanding that this isn't going to be here forever.
Right.
But on the flip side, it's what you're saying. At the end of the day, it really is about a husband and a wife, right? Everybody else goes on to live their lives, and kids grow up. They have their own families.
This isn't the Bible.
But the two of you are the ones that stay, and you build and you fall and you rise and you grow old side by side. And I think that's the thing that I wanted to get across tonight, was just how important that is. We didn't always get it right. I think we tried to be intentional about it, but it's just a good reminder to never put anything in front of that relationship, because at the end of the day, when everybody is gone, it is the two of you. And it's exactly what you said.
Well, and I remember in one of the podcasts we talked about a long time ago, correct me if I'm wrong, but you talked about mothers who put all their time into their children, and then the relationship with the husband goes down the tubes because all they're doing is like doing the children. And it's hard, isn't it, Jill, to do both?
1,000%.
There was times now when all three of those girls were young that you really didn't have a lot of time for me, but you were so good, you made some time for me.
I think it's a little different with us because we had both been divorced.
Yeah.
Right? And so you and I were newlyweds with these three little girls in the house.
Yeah.
So we didn't have the time that most couples have before they start having children. And so I think that changes the dynamic.
Yeah.
So you and I had to be intentional about having dates. And, we were still newlyweds. We just had a house full of kids, right?
Yep. We did.
So I almost think that helped us, where some couples, they have that time where it's just them, and then you have kids and you're overwhelmed with that. And I'm sure sometimes the husband can feel like,
gets jealous.
I'm getting the short end of the stick here.
I can openly admit that there were times in our marriage that I was jealous of the time you spent with the girls.
Yeah.
I can openly say that. I mean, I think most men are like that, I would think. Especially because you women, you're just God has given women so many unbelievable things. We talk about your intuition and all that, but you just have this kind of love for the children. I mean, I love my children and I love my grandchildren, but not like you do.
Well, I don't know that everybody feels the way you do.
I think there's a lot of that. I do. I
it's
think
an interesting conversation. Yeah, and I think it needs to be a conversation, right?
I think that the couples that are listening to us that have children, I would say that you should talk about this. And maybe the wife say to the husband, do you think I don't treat you as well because of their children? You should talk about it. Your husband may say, no, I'm like Jim. I feel jealous sometimes. I'm not saying you're doing anything wrong, ladies. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that you have to realize that when you got children and the woman is just like, I take care of these children, that's what I'm doing, blah, blah, blah. Well, she was running an entire company while she was doing it. And she was putting meals on the table. I still don't know how you did that. People say that to you all the time.
I don't know how I did it.
I don't know how you did it. And I'm one of the most lazy things you've ever seen in your life.
A lot of crock pots. I know that for a fact.
It's
and
not
my
joking.
mom.
I mean, you
and
were
my mother helping.
Well, your mother watched the girls. That's right. That's exactly right. Of course, they were perfect.
It takes a village. That whole thing is true,
and
right?
you're doing it now for our children.
Absolutely.
But one of the things I think that you're starting to think a little bit about, and correct me if I'm wrong, is as they're getting older, the two little baby ones that are coming, we're not going to be able to do all this with them. So it's almost over when Clyde gets older.
That's my point.
Yeah.
That I don't I don't want to rush it. I'm just loving every single second that I have with them because I know that's going to end. But I'm also really grateful that you and I are friends and we love to hang out. And that's not as daunting to me as it could be.
Right.
If I didn't feel that way,
Yeah.
And so I think that's the whole message of tonight is that soulmates are made in the trenches of life. You don't just stumble upon them. I feel like now you were my soulmate, right?
Yep.
But I don't know if I believed in soulmates before that. So I totally believe that. I
But
think
we've grown into it.
exactly. It's through the ups and the downs and
These
everything.
people that say I met my soulmate, I mean, come on, man. Maybe you did. Maybe you'll be with them for 50 years. But you don't know if they're your soulmate. We found out that we were soulmates when we went through bad things and good things and raising children and all the things that we've done.
I'm going to share a little bit of something very personal that happened in our family. And it was with our awesome counselor, Shelley.
Yep.
One of our
Go back and
daughters-
look at our podcast with her. She was awesome.
She's amazing. But one of our daughters, we were doing some family counseling. And I remember one of our daughters said to Shelley, they don't understand, because you and I were both in there. They don't understand. I'm in love, and they don't understand what that feels like. And I remember you were sitting there because you had just, we'd almost lost you. You had just been through the whole reversal of your colostomy bag. We had just been through
A
like
lot.
a really, really horrible year as a family. And she said that in that counselor's meeting. And that's when, as a teenager, you want to go shake them. Like, what in the world? You've met this little high schooler who's homely and,
Who, by the way, they're not together.
No.
I mean, they were done in another couple of months.
his face is all breaking out. They're teenagers,
Right,
and she was
right.
like, you don't understand because we're in love and you don't understand what that is. And I said, I remember that conversation to her and I go, Courtney, love is when you've been sitting beside a hospital bed with the person that almost died and you're helping them change their colostomy bag and, making sure they have their medication and they can't do anything for you. They can't reciprocate. You're doing it all. You're fixing dinner. You're taking care of the kids. You're changing colostomy bags. I said, that's love. What you're feeling right now, that's a crush. You've got a crush on somebody. That's lust, whatever you want to call it. Love is what comes out when they can't do anything for you. Nothing at all. That's love. And I remember her sitting there looking at us. Do you remember this conversation at all?
I remember it, yep.
But that's exactly right.
She still didn't believe you.
No. But I think it was more for our benefit, right?
Mm-hmm.
To say, even through all of that, like the worst year of our life, because so many other terrible things happened in that year besides that, but that was the worst. And at the end of it, we were still sitting there together. We were still there.
Yep.
And that's exactly right. Soulmates are made through that, correct?
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. Yeah, whenever I hear somebody say, I've met my soulmate, I think, okay, I hope you're right. But
Yeah.
you
And
have
sometimes,
no idea. And sometimes Chelsea, our daughter, she's been with her husband since they were in 8th grade.
yeah.
They
She
broke
met
up
her-
for a
and I
short
was
period
gonna
of time.
say your sister and her husband.
That's right. My sister, of course, he's passed away. But yeah, they met each other in law school and they were meant for each other. And that happens.
Yeah, it does happen.
But
for
a
the
lot of-
rest of us.
Yeah, for most 90% of us, it's like, okay, yeah, I really like this person. Okay, now I love him. But to be the soulmate, man, you got to go through some things.
Yeah. A
And we've been
soulmate is
through a
there when you go through those terrible things. I did want to give you a great piece of information. I didn't know, since I've already told you you're in the 4th quarter of your life. I wanted to give you a positive.
I think I might be in overtime.
So a study found that 60 is where your 60s are where you reach the peak of your intellectual and emotional intelligence. So I thought you'd be excited to know that. This is as good as it gets right here.
That's really sad.
What do you think about that?
You're on your way. You're not even there yet.
So this just said that the 4th quarter is not about slowing down. It's about playing with intention. And I just love that. Like, yeah, it doesn't mean you have to slow down with life. It's just, I think at this point in the life, you figure out what are the most important things. A gentleman that we knew, the kids growing up, they lived, 3 houses down from us? We found out in the past week or so that he had passed away.
And the mother had passed away a long time ago.
She had passed away several years ago. And so these girls that are our girls' age have now lost both their parents.
I know.
And that hit me so hard that, and I found out, I don't even know if I told you this. I asked Caitlin, I was like, did you hear what happened? And she said, well, I had talked to his daughter a couple of weeks ago. She was doing her hair. And she said that she was worried about him and talked him into going because he was having something going on, and talked him into going to the hospital. And they told him he had indigestion.
Oh, no.
Who does that sound like?
That's me. That's what they told me.
Little public service announcement, people. If you feel like you're having some chest palpitations, just not feeling right, and you go to the hospital and they tell you you just need something for acid reflux, go ahead and see a doctor and have an endoscopy and just make sure that it's acid reflux. Because Jim's Widowmaker was 99% closed when we finally checked that out.
The doctor said he couldn't believe I was alive.
Yeah.
But that's like I'm strong like bull.
You were told 2 different times it was not your heart. You just have acid reflux.
Yeah.
And
when we went to our guy who's retired, Doc Lackey, and he went down and did it, he came to you and said, you better go check his heart.
Well, he was just going to prescribe you
more medicine.
Of your medicine.
That's
and
right.
I said to him, I go, no, I want you to do an endoscopy. I do not believe this is acid reflux. I had a dream. Remember, I bought you the little aspirin, and I said, I think you need to start taking this. I didn't know what else to do, but I had a bad dream about this. So when this happened, I was like, no, I want you to prove to me that this is acid reflux. And you weren't even awake yet. And he came out and he said, it's not acid reflux. This is going to be his heart. We got you with an amazing cardiologist, but he went in to do this, the test, and ended up putting in 2 stents.
Put in some stents, yeah.
So it's just a good public service announcement to say, take your health into your own hands and check that out further. Because that's the second person I've heard of that it was told they were told.
That is crazy, isn't
But
it?
anyway, he had a massive heart attack and died.
I know. Yeah.
So scary.
That's sad. I mean, I lost my parents early.
Not your mom. She was in her 80s.
I mean, but for me, I was like 45.
Yeah, that's true.
Because she had me when she was 40.
Right.
But you're right. I mean, these children are all in their 30s, and they lost both their mom and dad, and they lost their mom a long time ago. I know. Maybe like 15 years ago, something like that. So it's sad.
So I feel like this podcast is kind of a bummer. I don't mean for it to be, because
it doesn't have to be a bummer.
The point of it is that you just don't know how much time you have ever, and the whole point is to stop and smell the roses and to be intentional about all the moments. Don't wait till you have grandkids to suddenly go, wow, this is flying by and I need to do better. You can do it right now with your little ones, with your kids, with your teenagers. Just, you never have that time again. And then
I'm sure the people that have teenagers are rolling their eyes because I don't know if the teenagers want any part of them. But no, you're right, Jewel. This is a good podcast, I think. Sure, there's a little bit downer at times, but I think it's a really good thing for the couples out there to talk about. We say it all the time. We are not counselors, okay? Neither one of us have a degree in anything, but we've been through a lot, life lessons, and we just try to pass it on to you guys out there. And I'm telling you that some of you all that are younger, 30 years from now, you're going to look back and go, man, those Trabers, they were exactly right. You have to be friends, in my opinion, to be married. You have to like each other, even as much as you love each other. You really do. And that's what's so cool about you and me, because like when I get a day or something, or like there's not a basketball game on that I have to watch, I go, Jewel, come on, let's go.
We're excited.
We sit on that couch right there and we watch a show together and we hold hands and I mean, that's
Or
what we do.
We go sit at a bar and have a drink and talk and
Although we're getting,
laugh.
sometimes we don't do that too much anymore. But you're right, we love doing that too. What's cool is we like doing whatever together.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
Even
the
if
other
it's going
day,
to the grocery
I
store.
came home from work last night, and I was, I'm never worn out. I mean, I worked 4 hours on the radio. I'm incredibly blessed. But it was a long day. I woke up early. I was tired. And you were going, well, I got to go to the Best Buy. I got to go get a printer. And I was like, all right, I'll go with you. Because you know why? Even though it would have been wonderful to sit on that couch and turn the TV on, I want to be with you.
Yeah.
And that's what you need in your relationship. Get to that point
Well,
because it's wonderful.
sometimes that may be your only date, right?
Good point.
You can make it a little date.
Grocery stores. I love going to grocery stores.
We do love to go to the grocery store together. So it doesn't have to be elaborate or anything, but I do think you should. It's just a good reminder to make the most of every moment with the people that you love because life goes by quick.
And just make sure that when your children leave the house that you don't look at each other and go, okay, well, who are you? You know what I'm saying? I mean, do it beforehand and plan on it and be friends and go do your date nights. All those things, I'm telling you, they are so important. So important.
We know a couple that, well, she didn't work even after the kids had grown up and gone, but she had found hobbies and all her things that she did. And then suddenly when her husband retired, he wanted to hang out. And she was like, well, I got stuff to do. I got this thing and that thing, and this is what I do on Tuesdays, and this is what I do. And then I meet these girls and he suddenly was feeling left out. I think it can happen later in life too, if you're not careful, that suddenly you feel jealous all over again.
Right.
It's not the kids. And so I think there kind of is that time. We haven't had to face that yet because you haven't retired, but for a lot of people, they have that thing where all of a sudden now he's home all the time where he hadn't been. And you're like,
well, the good thing about that is that I do only work 4 hours a day. If I work like 8 or 9 hours a day, then I'd be away from you a lot more. So we are together a decent amount.
Right.
We try to go to lunch together every day. I always come directly home from work. That's another story. I mean, the whole thing about men's nights and stuff like that, I don't understand any of that. I really don't. I mean, but that's okay. I'm not saying you can't do it and have a nice marriage.
I think that's fine. I just think you just make sure that you have a night that's also a date night with your spouse.
Right. If you go on a golf trip with a bunch of guys, you should certainly be going with your wife somewhere too.
Yeah. No,
right?
You and I never did do that.
No, never. I mean, I've never done anything with anybody.
I think it's because both of us had so many work trips. Like the last thing we wanted to do was go on a trip with somebody else.
Plus, I never had any friends.
Well, I never had any time off.
Yeah, that's right.
So if I was going to take time off, I was going to be with you guys.
Right.
Always.
You did start forcing some more time off, though, after
later.
Later. When I got the job in Phoenix, you said, I'm going to see my husband.
I was like, either I'm going to have to quit or you're going to have to give me some time off. So.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry.
Jim was supposed to mute the phone right before this thing started.
Well, that's really interesting.
It's my brother.
What's he calling me for? I hope I'm okay. I hope I'm doing something stupid. My brother. I mean, your brother.
My brother.
My brother-in-law. But anyway, yeah, that's good stuff, Jill. Good stuff. We need to talk a little bit about. You're done, right?
Yes, sir. That was it. That's all I got.
Let's talk a little bit about Rob's Ranch here at the end because they are just an incredible place where they are helping men and some other people too, but mostly men with addictions. And it's Christ-based. It's a recovery center. What's so unbelievable is to see these guys. Some of them message me on Instagram. Some of them have called my show and cried. But the men that go in there, they come out totally different. And it's so wonderful to see the families and everything, that the parents that came up to me at our fair, I still remember that. I mean, I started crying. It was unbelievable.
It's just, I follow them on Facebook, and so I see these transformational stories weekly. They're posting, and it's just really cool to be a part of something that is having such an impact on families, because that's not just the individual, that changes his life. It's the whole family that's impacted by it. Yeah. It really is truly the path to miracles.
It is. That's exactly right. And by the way, if you don't have money, They have scholarships. If you do have a lot of money and you don't need anybody, you don't need help, you can go to the robsranch.org, go all the way to the bottom, and you see the little thing called donate. But we love Rob's Ranch, Jeremy, and all the great people, and we appreciate them being a part of this podcast. And I appreciate you, too.
I appreciate you.
Sweet girl. You know, whenever I see you wear that, I think of a tablecloth.
Okay. Nice.
You know, out there
that's
in the,
how I like
out
to
there
be
on
thought
picnic,
of.
The picnic. Well, I love food, so that's good for you. Maybe
Okay,
later after
good
the
point.
show, I'll eat something on
I
your
thought
shirt.
you were going to bring up, what's that old show?
Hee-haw?
Hee-haw. I thought you were going to say hee-haw.
You'd fit in good on hee-haw.
But a tablecloth, that's almost even better.
You'd fit in on good on hee-haw. Anyway, we appreciate y'all. Make sure you go to our pages everywhere and listen wherever you get the podcast. Don't forget, YouTube. We got a beautiful channel there. A lot of things on it. Go there. Subscribe. Tell other people about it.
Like,
and subscribe.
yes.
Both. Anyway, thank you so much. We'll be back next week with another episode of the Julie and Jim Traber podcast.